In this video, I'm going to show you how to set a custom white balance using the Sony A7 IV. My name is Kelley Hoagland and I'm a photographer near Chattanooga, Tennessee. And if you saw my most recent video where I showed you how I love to use the Expedisc to dial in my exposure and then set a custom white balance, you may recall that I promised that I would show you like what buttons and what menus I access on the Sony A7 IV to set a custom white balance. So that is what we are going to do today. So when first playing around with white balance, probably the easiest way to access it on the Sony A7 IV is by pushing this function button. And this is great. It actually pulls up a whole menu with lots of different options, including like your drive mode, how your autofocus is working, the focal area, just all sorts of different things. So this is a menu that's worth spending some time in if you're new to the Sony A7 IV. I'm specifically going to come down here to where it says AWV, and this is how you access the white balance menu. So I'm going to click that center button to pull it up. And your camera is likely automatically set to auto white balance. And I am not a big fan of auto white balance. I do a lot of shooting like in open shade and golden hour, and I find that auto white balance tends to just be super cool. And so it results in, especially like with my pale children, skin tones that are just like kind of gray and dull and just don't look accurate in real life. So I pretty much at all costs avoid auto white balance. But as you push the dial down, you'll see there's some other options. These are just kind of like pre-programmed general settings for daylight, shade, cloudy, and different types of light bulbs as well. And those are fine, but I feel like you can definitely get a more accurate white balance with a few other tricks. So the first option I want to draw your attention to, hopefully you can see right here, there's like a little K in a box with a circle, and that is for Kelvin. And Kelvin is basically just a method of like assigning a numeric value to the temperature of light, like color temperature. And so I know a lot of people who shoot in Kelvin and they do absolutely beautiful work. I have never bothered to memorize the Kelvin chart because basically you just have to kind of memorize it and know like, okay, sunny light equates to this number or this level on the Kelvin chart. Shade is this. And so if that's something that you have the brain power for right now, by all means, just memorize a Kelvin chart. And then what you can do is you toggle to the right and you can change the color temperature value based on the type of light that you are in. So I know several like really talented photographers who shoot Kelvin, but I've always enjoyed just sticking with the Expedisc. So to use the Expedisc, I come down to one of these three custom white balance menus. It doesn't matter which one you use. But what you'll do is you'll click to the right on the dial right here, and you see how it says set. So you click set. Now it's ready to take a white balance reading. And so at this point, I would cover up the lens with my Expedisc. I hit the center button again, and the shutter fires, and it takes a white balance reading. So right now it says based on the light that is coming into my lens through the Expedisc, we're at 5,800K. So that's a Kelvin reading. So if I hit the center button again, it's now set and it's good to go, and I'm ready to take a photo. So instead of using this function menu, like that's a couple of steps, which I will say, like it will memorize where you left off. So I would not have to toggle through all the options again to get to the custom white balance setting. But I prefer to have it set as a custom button or a C button. So actually I have this C1 button set to my white balance menu. As you can see, it's just like right where I left off, which is perfect. So if you want to set one of your C buttons to white balance, what you do is you click menu, let's see, and it's hidden under this like orange section, which is the operations customize. So you go to, sorry, it's under setup, and then under number 3, operations customize. If you come over here to the top option, which is custom key dial set, I'm gonna click OK. And here you see there's like this nifty little diagram of your camera. I'll try to zoom in just a little bit. And so this C1 option is actually number 3 on the diagram. So if I come over here, oops, go to 3, you can see I have it set as custom white balance, but you know, you could choose to set it as something else. It could be how, like where you meter or how you like do exposure compensation. There just are different options that you can choose, but I'm gonna keep it as white balance. That will do menu out of here. As you can see, if I hit C1, it's my custom white balance menu. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. If you have questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future. Thank you so much for watching.